Sometimes I don't know whether to laugh or cry. Maybe Roger Taylor can help me with that. Laugh or cry next on Crown Jewels. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Crown Jewels, a podcast here on the PLD Projects Network. I am your host, PLD, and it's the podcast where I take you on a journey. We go on a journey together through the entirety of the Queen catalog and solo projects, song by song. Each episode, we're going through one song, trying to find the best version, best recorded version of the song, or the titular crown jewel, to put into our ultimate playlist. If I have some notes and quotes, I'll give them to you. We'll listen to the song, I'll talk about it, and we'll come to some kind of conclusion. Now, the first thing you might ask is, how are we going to listen to it? Well, I don't like to fight with copyright strikes, so what I do is in the show notes, I will provide you a copy of a Google Doc which has links on it. So when I tell you to, I will have you pause me, click on a link of a specific song version, have you go listen to it, and then we can come back and you can hear what I have to say about it. That makes it, it's pretty self-explanatory. But let's get into this week's song, Laugh or Cry by Roger Taylor, the second song off the Fun and Space album. It was written by Roger Taylor, and much like No Violins, and much like this entire album, Roger Taylor does every single instrument, and David Richards does some additional keyboards. Basically, that's even how it's credited. Roger, vocals, guitars, bass, drums, 50% keyboards, David Richards, 50% keyboards. Now, this wasn't a single off the Fun and Space album, however, it was the B-side to a couple different singles. First, the main single, Future Management, it was the B-side of that, and the Japan and USA single, Let's Go Crazy, also featured this song as a B-side. As far as live versions go, Roger never did play it live during his solo tours, not Happiness, Electric Fire, or The Outsider, or any of his really guest appearances. However, it was played live by The Cross, Roger Taylor's side band. I've mentioned them before. Roger Taylor in the mid-'80s, after Queen stopped touring and Freddie had become sick, they had taken some breaks here and there. Roger decided to fill his time up by creating a new band where instead of drumming, he was the lead singer and also played rhythm guitar. During the first Cross tour, they played a few songs from Roger's solo repertoire, and Laugh or Cry was one of them. So we're going to listen to that. I actually had to upload my own video to the channel here so you can listen to it because there are no videos that I could see. Hopefully I'm not going to get struck for that one. I guess we're going to find out. But without further ado, I think it's time to listen to the album version first. So you're going to pause me, go find the album version, listen to that, come back, and we shall talk about it. This ain't no tragedy. And there you have it, Laugh or Cry, a ballad from Roger. Not one to usually write the ballads yet at this point. Drowse is probably the closest. This has some reminiscence of that track, although a little more straightforward, I believe, I would say. Strumming guitar and the accompanying piano is lovely. As you can tell, Roger's songs tend to be less complex structure than Freddie and Brian's, but simplicity can be a good thing at times. It's not like that's not a bad thing. Simplicity is not a bad thing. It's actually just a very straightforward kind of song. The chord structures and everything else is not anything like difficult, but they're nice. They're very nice. The piano again has a great accompaniment added to it. There's this kind of rolling drum underneath that helps move the song along. Roger's talked about that in an interview before. It's like that kind of like that rolling feel, boom, 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 boom. It's like not your typical, boom, boom, kind of thing. That sounds like Real Rocky, right? I know. But it has this nice kind of boom, 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 kind of going out throughout. Not heavy, just little light taps to it, but I keep moving the song along in a nice way. Roger's guitar solo is actually pretty nice. It's very tasteful. It's not anything like shredding wise or anything like that, but it's a very nice, crisp guitar solo that fits the mood of the song well. It's very evocative. It's very emotional sounding. It kind of has a nice little twinge at the end, which really helps move it on to the next part of the verse, which is really nice. A right part towards the end, we had some extra things added on before the baby I know, and then nice stop and start with the boom boom drum section. Nice little added section which kind of gives you a pause, makes you feel that structure change just a little bit. Something Queen used to love to do, just change things up just enough to make it so it's different from the previous time you heard it. I do love the keyboard strings that are added on. They kind of add a nice little bed to work with. And the harmony robotic vocals, you might, your miles may vary on those. I will say, if I have a particular criticism of Roger Taylor's solo work, is he doesn't trust his voice all the time, and I'm not sure if it's because he doesn't trust his voice or if he wants to add these things, but he adds a lot of effects, especially the backgrounds. You're going to hear these kind of robotic stuff, these kind of echoey stuff, this kind of almost through a tin can. But he likes to add these kind of modulators on his voice, and I think he overdoes it. I think honestly, I'd rather hear his because he's got that great pure husky voice. I'd actually rather hear it more pure, more like live. It feels like Roger's the one who embraced the keyboards with Queen, and with this album, a lot of synthesizer in it. It's not necessarily bad to explore new options, but at the same time, everything goes over. Everything can go overboard. And I think Roger tends to go a little overboard at times with those kind of things. And those are luckily not used too often in this song. And it's a pretty good effect overall, but I would have liked to hear it without the effect on it a little bit. There's a lot of little subtle drum fills in the song that I really kind of like. It's nothing distracting or anything, as every once in a while you hear a little fill kind of comes in and really kind of accentuates the song. So it's a really nice number. Great number 2 track, a nice little come down from no violins and going on to the next track. Yeah, this is a pretty good one. All right, let's listen to the live version next. Live at Leeds University from 1998. It's Roger Taylor fronting his band, The Cross. Pause me, come back for more. And there you have it. If I didn't mention up top, which I don't believe I did, this is not from any officially released live album. It's not an official recording. It is an audience recording, and therefore it is not the greatest audience recording. Audience recordings in general aren't very good, generally speaking. Some are better than others. The 1988 tour from The Cross is listenable, I would say, but it's definitely not something you'd want to write home about as far as official soundboard recording. But as far as the song itself, it's an interesting arrangement. No acoustic there, mainly electric guitar still doing the rhythm. Spice keyboards, Spaghetti, who's the keyboardist of The Cross and now the musical director of Queen's backing band. They're definitely far more prominent, I think. They definitely kind of take over the song a little bit. Roger does take some liberty with the power of his vocals, which is a nice change up from the album version. The album version tends to be a little softer. He's in concert, he gets a little more growly, a little more loud, for a ballad especially, but it's interesting. It's great. It's a great vocal, I agree. 2 verses there before it goes on to this kind of keyboard wash. It's not the full song. We don't get any Roger Taylor doing any noodling on the guitar. As far as that goes, it definitely has a couple of verses, and then it kind of goes into this keyboard wash, which leads them into their next track, which I believe was a manipulator. Is the next track from the concert. Song we haven't done yet, but we will back in the future. It's a cross track, but it means that this is not a full version of the song. It's kind of just a edited down version of the song. The keyboard wash though was really kind of cool. So I kind of like that as an addition to the song. I almost wish the wash was actually on the album version. It would have been kind of cool to add on. I'm not sure exactly how it would have done, but it's very nice. It's very soothing. So yeah, that's it, folks. That's going to do it. Those are the 2 tracks we have to listen to, the 2 versions. So now we got to come down to it. We got to rate the track on a scale of 1 to 11, because we always turn things up to 11 here on PLD Projects. And we got to choose the crown jewel itself. I think I'll start by rating it. And I really like this song. This is one of my favorite songs on the album. It's a very nice, straightforward ballad from Roger. I'm going to give it a solid 8.5. 8.5, maybe even a 9. You know what? I'll give it a 9. Why not? It doesn't mean it does not slide to my top 10 Queen-related songs of all time. They are all at 10.5 or higher at this point. But a 9 is a very solid score. One of my, it's definitely nothing to sneeze at. So let's move on then next to the reason we're all here. What's the crown jewel version of the song? What's the song I want to put into my ultimate playlist? Well, in this case, it is pretty simple overall. I do appreciate the live version, but it is an edited down version. It's a audience recording. If it was an official studio recording, it might have a little better of a chance. But even then, it's still kind of an edited down version. So if I'm choosing the best version of Laugh or Cry, the crown jewel version, I gotta go with the album version. So that's what I'm going to slide into my ultimate playlist. The album version, our crown jewel this week. And there you have it, folks. Thanks for checking it out with me this week. Stay tuned next week. Future Management, the single of Fun in Space, the first single. Roger goes a little reggae. It's got to be heard to believed. It's very fun, though, for sure. Thanks for checking out. Like I said, if you want to help this channel out even further, like, subscribe, leave some comments. Tell me what you think about the track. Tell me if you think the live version should have been the crown jewel version. Or tell me why I was right to choose the album version. If you can want to help the channel out even further, I do a Patreon at patreon.com/pldprojects, or you can join my YouTube membership. We'll get to see these episodes earlier. I do record them in bulk. Sometimes I get 2 or 3 at a time, and you'll get them as early as 3-4 weeks in advance at times. The only difference between here and the Patreon is Patreon also includes some of my content from my film and TV podcast channel, my main channel, PLD Projects. But either way, you can join, and if you can't, I completely understand. But help me out by sharing this. Let's try to fight that evil algorithm. Let me know what I could do better. Let me know what you want to talk about. Let me know if there's something else about Queen you want to talk about. I have my dance card is pretty full trying to get through the entire catalog, but you never know. I might start something else up eventually. Who knows? All this free time, right? All this free time. But that's it, guys. Thank you so much again. I will see you next week. Stay tuned. Keep it on always. Laughing or crying. Either way, you're still alive. And we love you for it. Bye now.